Hey, what's going on, guys? Colin here with Red Beans and Dice. Today we are going to be playing Scenario 1 out of Teeth of the Kitten, Jaws of the Lion. So, Jaws of the Lion, in my opinion, should have come out before Gloomhaven did in 2017, and I'll tell you why. Gloomhaven is a moderately complex game that a lot of people, when they first start playing it, have a little bit of trouble. This is like the introduction, the more cupcake easy holding your hand into Gloomhaven. I wish I would have had this before I played my first game. My first game, I actually did not have a very good time because I was constantly looking up rules, and I was also trying to teach two other people that were with me. I didn't do a very good job, so I apologize for that. But so it comes with a learn to play guide, which I think is amazing. You'll actually read this. You'll read through the first scenario, do exactly what it says, and then one big different thing about this game that I thought I wouldn't really like that much, but it actually works out pretty well, is instead of going through and looking for tile pieces that you have to connect and link up and find your obstacles and your different things like that, you actually have everything right on this book. This is a book, and each scenario that you have, you flip the page and you go to the next one. There's another little scenario book that accompanies it in case your scenario is bigger, and you just kind of add it right to the bottom here, and you can move your characters onto that as you need to. But everything is right here. You have the introduction, you have the conclusion, you have the special rules, you have the objectives for this specific scenario. So it's amazing. It even has which enemies you need, and then the enemies that you need to put depending on whether you're playing with 2, 3, or 4 mercenaries on this actual board. And it really holds your hand. It's a cupcakey, really light, really easy first mission that is great for somebody that has not played before. I've played a couple scenarios into it and I've loved it. The story is actually really good. So I was a little torn. I wanted you to get some of that story, but at the same time, I'm not going to read you any of the fluff, any of the story. I am just going to go ahead and try to accomplish the goal for each scenario and let you see how it plays out. So for the first scenario, you actually are given 6 individual cards that are just labeled A that eventually you will get rid of because they're not part of the game. They're just introductory tutorial cards, and then each one of them has A labeled on them. And eventually, in the second scenario, you get 2 more cards labeled B, and then in the third scenario, you will get a couple more. I think you get 2 level 1 cards, and then by the fourth scenario, you're using all of your standard level 1 cards. But the A and B cards actually have everything written down on here. So there's a ranged attack right here. It tells you what that is, what range 3 means, what the damage 3 means. If there's a heal card, it tells you what heal means. It's, so a new player can actually look at the cards and it explains things a little more. Very good, very awesome. Thank you so much for this game. It's been lovely. And it's also about $45, $50, so it's not the big commitment that Gloomhaven is at $120. I think that's around the range it is. So let's get into it. Let's play the first scenario, and I'll try to cover as many bases as I can. One thing I will point out for the first scenario, the Vermling Raiders are actually going to go at initiative 50 and then just go ahead with their basic movement and attack. So they'll move 1, and if they're in range, they'll attack 2. So it's real fluffy. There's no going to be any action cards drawn over to see whether they move, range, anything like that. It's just they have a set standard activation at initiative 50, and this is just going to be for the first scenario. So let's get into it.
So you're about to play your first scenario. What you're going to do is take the scenario book and you're going to go ahead and read this all the way down here. And like I said, the story is really good. I don't want to ruin it for you, so I am not going to read any of this story. But after you're done with this, hey, you get a reward. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to unlock this on your little board. And just like the original Gloomhaven, you're going to get a map. So look at that. It's cool. It's all based in Gloomhaven, I believe. So that's pretty sweet. And then you're going to take your stickers and place them accordingly as they tell you on the map. So it'll be like C4. It's going to be a little bit like Battleship, I guess. And you'll have to place it on there as well as you can. Let me tell you, it is a little tricky. I did really well on these 2. I'm actually further along than that, so I need to play a little catch up. But I'm really liking this, actually. It's sturdy material. It feels good. The stickers look cool as always, so there is that. You'll just go ahead and progress as it tells you and put the stickers in the places that you need to put them. So after you've unlocked your reward and placed your little sticker, you're going to go ahead and actually flip this on open. Okay, and then like I said, up here you have the introduction, you have any special rules, you have the conclusion. Don't read that yet. So you're going to go ahead and place your characters that you have picked up here, your mercenaries, and then depending on how many characters that you're actually playing with, you will put the monsters accordingly onto the board. So as you can see up here, maybe you can't see that. Let me get that a little closer. Okay, so as you can see up here, we have a Vermling Raider, and then these little boxes, you can never play with just one mercenary. You're always going to be playing with two. So if you play with two mercenaries, there's nobody there. If you play with three mercenaries, you're going to put a normal monster of the Vermling Raider right there. And then if you play with four mercenaries, this will be an elite Vermling Raider. So that is how that works. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And as you can see, we're playing with two, so I'm not going to put one up here. And then I think there's one more right about here. Yeah, so right here I won't put one. And then right over here I will not put one. But as you can see, this is very quick and easy. I just flipped it out. I have all my obstacles. It actually explains what it does. It tells you the rewards. It tells you where to place your characters up here. It has a lot of information that is just absolutely wonderful for new players or anybody just looking to get a little more clarification on Gloomhaven. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put on our monsters as indicated. And then that was it. That was our setup. So anybody that's played Gloomhaven before knows that is absolutely amazing. So we're done. We have all of our monsters set up, and now we're going to pick where our mercenaries are going to go. I have gone ahead and I've picked out Hatchet. So we'll go ahead and put him towards the back a little bit since he is a ranged character, I believe. And then I picked the red guard here, which I don't think I did a very good job painting on him. I wasn't too happy. He's a lot of red, you know, and I don't know. Cool character, but there it is. There's my honest opinion. So we have those there. Each one of our characters is going to go ahead and get 6 cards labeled A. So these are all just A cards. And then I believe after the 4th scenario, you will switch to your level 1 cards. And then 2nd scenario, you'll get 2 B cards you'll add to this. And then the 3rd scenario, you will get 2 level 1 cards and actually make a deck of 10. It slowly eases you into it. So there's that. I'll also go ahead and just show you some of their little artwork here. So for each level you have, this is how many hit points you get. Any negative or positive conditions you can put down here. And then once we start using all of our full cards after we're basically done with the tutorial, this is how many cards he will have in his deck. So there is that. And then obviously discard, active, and then lost. That guy out of here. Get out of here. And then we got the red guard over here. This is who I'm playing with. So with my friends, that's who I'm using. He's been really good so far. Kind of the tank. You want him out front. So like I said, a little more life. And yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and get into our first turn with our mercenaries. So for Hatchet, I went ahead and I picked out these 2 cards right here. And I am simply going to move and then do a ranged attack of 3 with 3 damage. And as I said, you can see these little subtext right below it, which are really, really good at helping you kind of understand the cards and what's going on. So I just want to get a little closer. I'm going to move up a couple spaces, not get next to him because I don't want disadvantage. And I'm going to take a ranged attack, and I will be going at initiative 18 for him. So I'll go ahead and I will put those right down here. For the red guard, I went ahead and I picked out Shield Spikes and Desert Knight. That kind of rhymed. But my thinking here is I am going to move up and attack him for 3 and muddle him. And then I'm just going to use the bottom part of this card with the move ability. So you can either use this bottom part right here, or you can just use the movement 2 for this ability right here and not use this at all. And same thing for the upper part of it. You can just use the attack up here, or you can use this up here. So I'm going to go at initiative 41. And yep, I'm just going to move 2. Attack 3, and then muddle him. And muddle means that he is going to draw 2 modifying attacks, and he is going to take the lowest one and apply it to any attacks that he does to our mercenaries. That's all that means. Okay, so the Vermling Raiders are going to go at initiative 50, and they are going to perform their basic actions, or well, not their basic actions, but their base stats. So the Vermling Raider has a movement of 1 and an attack of 2. So every turn at initiative 50, he is going to move 1 space towards our mercenaries, and if he's in range of a melee attack, he is going to do 2 damage onto that after his modifying attack deck, or modifying attack card that he draws for it. So that is what he's going to do every time. So they are just going to be basically robot zombies and move 1 and attack 2 if they can. We know when their initiative is, so there's nothing really exciting or crazy that we need to look out for. We know what they're doing, and it makes it a little easier for us to kill them, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and put that guy down there. Perfect. So since Hatchet has initiative 18 right here, he is going to go first. And also, let me throw these on the board right here. Another new aspect of Teeth of the Kitten is they have these little initiative markers. So we have Hatchet is going to go first, right? He has 18, which is the lowest number. Red Guard is going to be going at 41, which is the second lowest number. And then right here we have Vermling Raiders. So they are going to go at initiative 50. They will be going last. So each time when you have a different initiative, you can actually switch this around. You know, say Hatchet wants to go at initiative 90, he would go last. You can put it right down there. I do wish these were a little bit bigger. They are very, very small. So that is a new aspect of it. I'll put it right here so you can see it. And let's get into Hatchet's turn. So he, like I said, is going to go ahead and just use the bottom part of this card. So move 5. I'm just going to go 1, 2, and that will be it for this card. And then I'm going to use the top part of this to attack. So 3 range, that's just 3 hexes away. So 1, 2, he's definitely in range. And then you don't want to actually be right next to the person with a ranged attack. You'll gain disadvantage. You need a space between them, and you can just do your normal attack. So if I was close like this right there, I would actually go ahead and draw 2 cards, and I would take the worst modifying card from this. So if I drew a +1 and then a -1, I would have to take the -1. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay right here, and I'm going to attack for 3 damage. So I will draw with my modifying deck here and see what it gives me. I got a +0, so that is going to be 3 damage points onto the Vermling Raider right there. I'll just put that right down there. So we go over here off screen to our little Toki Toke session here that we have all nicely added up. We're going to take 3 damage, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to find the number of the Raider. He's number 10, and we're going to go ahead and put it right on there. Just like that. That is all we're going to do. And I'm going to put this off to the side. I don't want you looking at his ugly face. All right. So that's it for Hatchet. He's gone. On to the next mercenary with the lowest initiative, or the next monster or mercenary with the lowest initiative, which will be Red Guard, as we see up here. So he's going to activate, and I am going to use his cards. Let's see here. What did I pick out? Okay, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to use the movement. Like I said, I can use this to heal anybody. Nobody's hurt. So I'm just going to use the movement, move 2, and then attack 3, and actually muddle that monster right there, number 10. So I'm going to use 1 action to move right here. And then I am going to, or actually I'll move right here. I'm going to use 2 spaces to move right there. And I'm going to swing at him with attack 3. And then if he lives, I will put a muddle on him, and his next attack, he will have a disadvantage on it. So I knocked over these attack modifier cards for our Red Guard. So I'm going to draw 1. I got a +1. That's 3 damage, plus an extra damage. That's 4. These guys only have 5 hit points. So I would put an extra 4 onto this right here. That would be 7. That exceeds our limit of 5. This guy is dead. I'll remove that. I'll put it right back down there. This guy goes away. And then we are going to go ahead and put a gold coin right there where he was. And if we end our turn on that, or later on we'll get loot cards, which will allow you to pick that up. That'll be another video. So, but we went ahead and eliminated 1. So that is it for our mercenaries. Like I said, Hatchet went. Let me see here. I got kind of blocking it a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got Hatchet, we got the Red Guard. Now our Raiders are going to go. They are all over here, and they are going to move towards us. So they're going to focus on the closest mercenary. That's this guy. Boop. And that guy's going to go right up there. These are obstacles. They can't move through them, so they have to go around them. Same as that, all this. So this guy up in the corner, he's going to have a heck of a time getting to us, but he's just going to activate and move one space. That is it for their turn. Now we will go on with our mercenaries and pick out 2 new cards. So we only have 6 labeled A. We should have 2 in our discard pile, and then we are going to have 4 left to choose from. So first off for Hatchet, I'm going to go ahead and pick out his cards. So I am going to use the bottom part of this to move 4 close cuts. I'm going to use the bottom part, move 4 hexes. And then I'm going to go ahead and do double throw. I'm going to use the top part of that card. Up to 2 enemies within 3 hexes suffer 2 damage, plus a separate modifier for each. Disadvantage if adjacent. So this is awesome. It really lets you know what's going on. And this means I can target two monsters if I am in range. If that had a 3, I could do 3. If that had a 4, so on and so forth. So I'm going to be going at 25 initiative because I would like to go before these guys, really. So we'll see how that works out. And I will try to go 1, 2, 3, move right there. So if I'm in this hex right here, I just have 1, 2, 3. I can target that guy and this guy. Perfect. That's what I want to do. So 25 initiative for Hatchy. And I'm going to put him right down there. And I'm going to pick out my cards for the Red Guard. For the Red Guard, I went ahead and picked these 2 cards right here. So I'm going to use the bottom part of Shocking Advantage. And I'm going to move 3, or up to 3. I probably will only use 2 of those. And I'm going to use the Blinding Sickle. And this is a range 2, damage 2 card. And then the thing I like about this is it has the Immobilize right there. So I'm going to shoot that elite. I'm going to mobilize him. And then this guy right here, he actually will have to go around. He won't be able to get to us as easily. And then this guy won't have anybody next to him in terms of a melee attack. So when he activates at initiative 50 right there, he is just going to have to chill out and do nada. So that is my strategy. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to go at initiative 14 for the Red Guard. So the Red Guard is going to be going first. So I'll reach up here and I will do one of those. Get that taken care of. So let's get on to it with the Red Guard. He is going to go ahead and move up to 3 spaces with this initiative 14 Shocking Advance card. So I'm going to go 1, 2. And then that's it for that card. And then range 2. So 1, 2. And then it's going to do 2 points of damage. And it is going to immobilize that elite Vermling Raider right there. So that is a good thing. So I'm going to draw my attack modifier for the attack 2. And I got a, whoops, there we go, a +0. So that means it's just going to be 2 basic damage onto the elite here, which is number 3. So I will take 2 damage points. Just like that. And I'll put him over on the card number 3 right here. So that's exactly what is going to happen. And then he is immobilized, so I will take the same little symbol that was on the card right there. And I will put that onto his number 3 spot along with his damage to indicate that that specific Vermling Raider is immobilized. On to Hatchet. He will be up next at initiative 25. And I'm going to use the bottom part of this to move 4. So let's go ahead and get him where we need to. 1, 2, 3. And then remember, I have this card right here, which is actually pretty cool. The double throw, range 3, attack 2, and that can hit 2 targets within range 3. So right now, this guy 1, 2, perfect. 1, 2, 3. I can hit that guy also. So I'm going to hit this guy and then that guy. So I'll go ahead and put those on the discard for the discard section for Hatchet. And then I will have to actually draw a modifier for this guy and that guy. You can't draw the same modifier and apply it to both of these guys. That's not how it works. So let's draw our first modifier for the elite. And oh no, okay, so I got a -2. So as you remember, that card did 3 points of damage, -2, mathematics. That's going to be 1 point of damage onto our elite. So we'll go ahead and take 1 damage and we will put it over here onto his little section. That is what he looks like right now. He is immobilized, and he has 3 points of damage on him. Now the elites, you'll look over here, and they have 10 points of damage. So they have the same move and attack, but they are much beefier. 10 points is a lot, so we're going to have to do quite a bit more to take care of him. So now we have gone with both of our mercenaries. The Vermling Raiders are up at initiative 50. So elites will always move first. So this elite guy right here is immobilized. That's what that card was that I used with, who used that? I can't remember. I think it was Redguard. He used the immobilizing attack. So he cannot move. There's nobody next to him. He can't attack. So he stays put, can't attack with his melee. No one's next to him. Kaput. He's going to chill right there. Now we have 2 scouts. And then I think I might have done this wrong last time, but whoever has the lowest number of the scouts will actually go first. So as you can see up here, we have a number 1 for this scout. He is going to go ahead and move 1, just like that. Can't melee attack anybody. This guy, he has 1 movement right here. He's actually going to try to go around, so he will go right there. And that is it for the Vermling Raiders. So onwards and upwards, and we'll pick out 2 more cards for our mercenaries, and we will go from there. So as you remember, we started out with 6 cards with the labeled A ability right here. So we've used 4. There's 4 cards in our discard pile. These are the only 2 left. So these are actually pretty good cards. I will keep them, and I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, with Hatchet, I may just stand right there and shoot with his stopping power. So I'm going to sit right there, and I'm going to use his stopping power attack to shoot at this guy. Now I could be a little strategic about it and move back and shoot up here, but I'm probably going to get up in here with the red guard, and he'll be the target of all attacks. So that's kind of my strategic planning right there, my amateur strategic planning. So, all right. And then he is going to go at initiative 35. I would like to go before the Vermling Raiders initiative of 50. So I'll put that right down there. For the red guard, I'm going to go ahead and by default I have these 2 last cards, so I will use them. So I'm going to use his ranged attack right there, and even though I can move, or if somebody was next to me, which they're not, I could attack too, but no one's there, so I am going to just let this card fizzle. I will use the initiative 38 so I can attack before the Vermling Raiders, and I'm just going to sit back and shoot with my ranged weapon at him, so that is that. So we have initiative 35 for Hatchet, which is lower than 38 for the red guard. We're going to go ahead and switch that up, put that up there, and we will activate Hatchet first. So he is going to stay right where he is, so we can basically disregard the bottom part of this. We do not have to use our movement points, so he can stay right there. And then with attack 3, range 3, he is definitely in range of that. I'm going to try to take out that elite because he has a lot of life, and I want him gone. So we'll draw an attack modifier for his attack 3, range 3. And I got a +0. So that is 3 more damage that we're going to go ahead and put onto that elite. So we take a little 3 damage token, put it right over there. The elite Vermling Raider has 6 points of damage done to it, so 4 more points will kill him. Onto our red guard. He's going to go ahead and just disregard the bottom part of this card, and he's going to do his range 2, attack 3. So 1, 2 spaces, and he's going to do 3 points of damage plus the modifier, whatever that ends up being, onto that elite right there. Okay, so we got a -1. So that is going to drop our damage that we do to that guy down to 2 points. Take 2 little damage points, put him onto this guy, and he is starting to get loaded up. So he has 8 points of damage. 2 more will kill him. All right, so we are on to our Vermling Raiders. Now, the immobilize that I put onto this guy, it lasts for the turn that I put him onto and the next turn. So he is actually still immobilized. And Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion actually comes with this really nice player reference card. They actually put this in regular Gloomhaven too, so I really like this. It's quick, it's easy. I think they give one for each player. So right here we have the immobilize, cannot move, remove at the end of next turn. So when I hit him last turn, it stayed on. At the end of this turn, it will be removed. So he is still immobilized. He is stuck in the mud, not going nowhere. So our Vermling Raiders are going to move. This guy's going to go up 1. This guy's going to go, or excuse me, this guy is number 1 right here. Our elite can't move, so he stays put. This guy's going to move up 1. He's number 1, so that's a lower number. He will activate first. And then 8 is going to move up just like that. And they are both not in melee range, so they are going to sit there, and that is it. So with that last turn, we have actually put all 6 of the beginning A ability cards into the discard pile. So we actually don't have any cards in our hand. What do we do now? It's called a short rest. So a short rest, you will actually take these, shuffle them up, and then you will pick out 1 of these cards at random, and that will be discarded, leaving you with only 5 to play. And then whenever you run out of life, or when you run out of cards, that is how you will actually become, I think the word's exhausted. I just call it died. So you go away. You're done for that scenario. That's what that means. So there's also a long rest where you can take a long rest. You essentially skip your turn, but you can actually look at these cards and say, oh, I want to get rid of this one. Say this is my worst card, or this one's my worst card. I don't need to heal. I don't need to move that much. I'm going to get rid of it. You actually will get to pick if it's a long rest. If it's a short rest, you will go ahead and pick randomly, but you still get to keep your turn. That's the big thing. If both of these guys long rested, they would essentially lose their turn, and these guys would move up and be able to attack both of them. So I'm going to go with the short rest because I feel like I have a lot of options here. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and pick 1 card out of these 6. And I picked a heal 3, move 5, initiative 18, second wind. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my lost pile. And then all of these other 5 cards that I get, I'm going to be able to choose from and pick up the 2-card combo that we've been doing the whole scenario to try to eliminate these monsters. And then obviously we have the red guard over here. And oops, there we go. That's his 6 cards right here. We'll flip them around so we can't see them. I should have sleeves on these. I'm so sorry. So we'll go ahead and take these 6 cards. We'll pick out 1 at random. All right, we'll do that one. Oh, that's kind of a cool one, but whatever. We'll get rid of it. So we still have these 5 cards to pick from. And then if you really pick a good one during a short rest that you're like, oh, I can't live without that card, you can take a point of damage, put that card to the side, and then reshuffle the ones and pick another card. But that second card that you pick, you have to take that one, and there is no third time. That is it. And that's a little perk of the short rest. So, and then also when you long rest, like I was talking about, you will essentially you'll heal 2 points of life, and any cards that are spent or tapped essentially turn sideways. Any item cards that you'll get those later, you can actually replenish those. So that's a little too much information right there, but that is how it works. So for Hatchet, I went ahead and picked out his cards right here. I am going to be using the double throw again to attack both of those Vermling Raiders right there. And I'm going to use the bottom part of this and just stay put because I'm already in range. And then I'm going to be going at initiative 25. And that is my plan. So I'll put those right down there. For the red guard, I went ahead and picked out the twirling stab. I'm going to use the top part of this. Target all adjacent enemies. My plan is to move right here, and then these 2 will be adjacent, and I will get to draw attack modifiers for both of those and do 2 damage onto those. Hopefully I can kill that elite and get him out of there. I'm tired of him. I don't want his business anymore. And those are my plans. So I'm going to go at initiative 38 for the red guard right there. So first off, the initiative 25 close cut card for Hatchet is going to go first. And then right up here, we have actually the correct initiative order for these guys once again. Hatchet, red guard, and then our raiders. So let's get on to it. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to disregard this. And then I'm going to use the attack 2, range 3, target 2 monsters. So 1, 2, in range, 1, 2. Perfect. So that's going to be 2 damage put onto those guys. For the attack modifier for the elite first. So I got a -1. So that means that 1 point of damage will be onto that elite. That is not good because he has 9. I'm going to put over there. He just needs 1 more point of damage and he is dead. And then this turn, I'm going to go ahead and remove this immobilized. He is not immobilized anymore, so he is mobile. And then I'm going to draw for my second modifier for the normal monster right there. And I got a -1 again, so that is just 1 point of damage onto them. So he's a regular Vermling Raider. He has 5 points of damage. I hit him for 1. He is down to 4. Now let's see if our Red Guard can do anything better here. So I'm going to stay kaput. Or no, excuse me. I'm going to move forward with this and then attack to target all adjacent enemies. So I'm going to move 1 right here, and that will utilize this bottom part right here. And then I'm going to attack all adjacent enemies. I will put my first attack onto the Vermling Raider Elite right there, and I'll need to draw a attack modifier card for it. So he did 2 damage plus 1 modifier. That makes it 3 points of damage. That guy is gone. Bloop. Bazinga. Money. All right. Now we still have that second attack onto him. Remember, it targets all adjacent enemies. So I have 2 damage being put onto this guy right now. And let's draw an attack modifier for it. I got a +2, so that's going to be 4 damage. Now, if you remember, Hatchet actually hit him for 1 damage. So that 1 damage plus the 4 damage I just did with the Red Guard is 5 damage. He is dead. He is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him. And that is awesome because he doesn't get to attack. If I would have just gotten a +0 or +1, he would still be around to attack back. So that is good. I put the little money token down for him. Now it's on to our last survivor. If I was him, I would probably get out of here. Your friends are dying. So he's going to move 1 up here. And that is going to be it for that. So now we are going to draw 2 more cards. And we are going to try to kill that last Vermling Raider. And once we do that, we are going to be done with our goal, which is kill all enemies, as you can see up here. So once every monster on the board is dead, we win. With Hatchet, I'm going to go ahead and pick out this. I'm going to use the bottom part of this and then use the range 3, attack 3, and try to do some damage onto him. I'll be going at initiative 24. For the Red Guard, I'm going to be going at initiative 14 using this card. And I'm going to move 2. And I'm going to try and get in close to, or excuse me, no, I can't get in close to him. So I'm going to go ahead and move 3 and then use my range 2, attack 3 to move right there to that spot. And then 1, 2, I'll be 2 squares away and I will shoot at him with my bow. Or well, with whatever ranged attack it is. It says ranged attack. I don't know. It might be his little flaming sickle, his little hook sword thingy. So I'll put these down here. I'm going at initiative 14 with the Red Guard. So that means that this little thing will go whoop, right up there. Red Guard will be going first, then Hatchet, and then the Vermling Raiders at initiative 50. And you know what? They haven't even gotten to attack me. I've been picking good modifiers and doing good ranged attacks. So like I said, this first mission is just a cupcake walkthrough. So I wish they would have gotten to attack me, but I'm not going to let it happen if I can. So there it is. I'm very competitive. All right, so let's get on to our cards. First up will be the Red Guard, initiative 14. That is going to be the lower initiative. So I'll go ahead and move 3. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 right there. And then I need to be 2 spaces away for the Flaming Sickle attack. I am 2 spaces away, 1, 2. And I need to draw an attack modifier to see how many points of damage I did. So it's a base of 3. Now I'll draw my attack modifier. I got +0, so that's still going to be 3 points of damage onto that Vermling Raider. So we'll take a nice big fatty 3 token right there. Put it onto number 1. That is what he's labeled right there, his little number. Onto Hatchet right here. So Hatchet is going to be acting at initiative 24. And you know what? I think 1, 2, 3. He is already in range for his range 3, attack 3 card. So you know what? I'm just going to sit right there and do nothing. So we'll draw an attack modifier for Hatchet. And we drew a +0. Okay, so that is 3 points of damage onto him. So as you remember, the red guard did 3 points of damage. He just did 3 points of damage. That is 6 points of damage. We have won our first scenario. So we'll put that onto him. He has 6 points. That is more than enough to kill him. He's just a regular Vermling Raider. He has 5 points of damage. D-U-N. That's how you spell done. So after this, we would go ahead, we would read this conclusion, we would unlock our second location here, a hole in the wall. We would put it onto our map, and we would basically just turn the page, and we would have our second mission. All the terrain, everything would be set up for us. We would put it down as needed. We would read the Learn to Play scenario book for scenario number 2, letting us know what we're going to be adding, any special rules or any special new features on the board that we need to learn about. So that was it. It was pretty painful, pretty quick, and we did a good job of killing these guys. This guy's done. So we would get him out of there, and we would put a little money token. And don't forget, at the end of your turn, if you have a movement space, you can actually say I used a ranged attack, and I could still use my bottom 2 points of movement. I could move here. I could pick up that gold. So don't forget to pick up gold at the end of your scenarios. That's a big whiff on that. You know, you can go and eventually you'll be able to buy things in town that will help you out on your scenarios. So, well, that was it for my playthrough of scenario 1 of Teeth of the Kitten, aka Jaws of the Lion. I really hope you liked it. If you have anything to let me know about, if you think I did something wrong, or if you just want to leave something in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a great day.